In this final part 4 of creating quizzes in MUELE, we'll learn how to add a numerical type of question, and then we'll preview our quiz as well to see how the questions play out. It's important when you create a quiz as a teacher that you preview it so that you can be able to edit any mistake or make any adjustments in the settings so that the students can have the right quiz the way you really want it to work. So while here we will go and edit the quiz. Now I want you to take note of something. There is edit quiz and there is edit settings. If you select edit settings, it will take you to the settings page of our quiz, what we looked at in part 1 of this series. So here you are able to adjust the different settings in your quiz, but in the other option here, edit quiz, this is the one that allows you to add questions into the quiz. And so we've already added 7 types of questions. And so now we're going to add our last type of question, which is a numerical question. So come here and say a numerical. The description is given. Allows a numerical response, possibly with units, that is graded by comparing against various model answers, possibly with tolerances. So I'll click add here, and then I'll simply go and select my numerical question and the options that are available. Some information that I have added here is simply to guide me as I set up my quiz. So this will be a question 8. And as you can see, we are adding a numerical question. We'll always tell you what it is. And if you need more guidance or understanding of your question, normally the question mark against it will help you get some information. So our question 8, I'll paste the text here. That's the question. Calculate the maximum load on the rivets in the following case. Determine the size of the rivets if the allowable shear stress of the rivet is 20 kilograms. Assuming the width of the plate is 300 millimeters, determine its thickness for an allowable bending stress of 25 kilograms. Use exact values obtained in your analysis. Now I want to add a picture here, an image. What I want to do, so I say insert or edit image, and it is in my pictures. So I go and pick it. The name of that picture is rivets. So simply look for it, my image, which I want to add there. So this is it. Select it and click open. So it's now added as a PNG file. I click upload. So here it is. I'll say picture. I trust maybe this size will be adequate for me. Make it 200. Make the adjustment. So I say save image. So my image has been added as part of my question. So now I want to go, I would like this to be, say, 3 marks. So the other question, what's the primary shear force on each rivet in kilograms? Now this is my answer. The correct answer is this. So I will pick this answer from there and bring it to where it should be. So my answer 1 is 2,500, and the error margin is 0. My error margin will be 0. So I'll now remove this, put it there simply to guide me. And so my error is 0, and because this is my correct answer, it will be 100%. So I have been able to add my numerical question. That's how I add it. Okay, so then I come and say save changes. When I save my changes, my question 8 has been added into. Let me just quickly add another numerical type of question. Okay, well, right, that will be sufficient for us. So this is how we add different types of questions into a MUELE quiz. Now, in a short while, we'll be previewing this quiz to see how the questions look like. But before we go there, I mentioned earlier that you normally have to make sure the maximum grade adds up to the total here. And if I look at what we have here, we have most likely about 25. It's added here. So I'd like to make sure that that is grading 25 marks, the maximum grade, so that these marks add up to that. So when we have, because I have to save this that I've added there. So with the quiz setup, you would like to preview this quiz, to ensure that it plays out exactly the way you want it to look. So I'll come back here, MUELE practice quiz. When it comes to this section, then I can now see preview quiz. Now I click on start attempt. Remember, in our settings, we said we want 10 questions in each page. So because we have just 8 questions, they are all showing in one page, and they are here. And the time is now counting down. Our quiz is supposed to be maximum 30 minutes. So the moment you open a quiz or the student opens a quiz, it begins to count down, as you can see. And then we begin to take the questions. And we selected a setting for the questions to be shuffled. For now, my question 1 is this. The next time I preview it, this will not be question 1. It will be, the questions will be shuffled, and the responses are also shuffled each time for each question. So I say, what's the difference between performers and learners? 2 answers are correct. As you can see, select one or more. Okay. So I say, I'll just select randomly. Okay. Now answering my quiz, the school situation. This school situation is typical of the constructivist approach, I would say. Then question 3, this is an essay type question. Somebody punches in there. Question number 4 is a true-false question. This is how it looks like. A lurker is a course participant who reads what the learners of others have written, known group as well as other groups, but does not contribute to the discussion, him or herself. I say that's true. Calculate the maximum load on the rivets in the following case. Determine the size of the rivets if their allowable shear stress of the rivet is that. Assuming the width of the plate is 300, determine its thickness for an allowable bending stress of that. Use exact values obtained in your analysis. Remember, the correct answer was 2,500, but I would say 2,300. Question number 6, concerning the wall of the thorax, please match the following items to their respective correct items. Now you can see there are 4 questions here, but when you come to choose the options, you will find that there are 7, because 3 answers were added to blank question boxes just to increase on the options here, so that there are some wrong options against the questions that we have asked. So fainting can occur in forced expiration due to, I just select randomly. The thorax is part of the trunk extending from, okay. The suprapleural membrane is a rigid layer of fascia that seals. The thoracic cage is made of the following. Okay. So what does the DIKW in the DIKW pyramid stand for? Fill in the words. Okay, so type in my words. All of the following are branches of the external carotid artery, except, select. So that's my question 8. So I have completed my quiz. I've answered all 8 questions. Now I come and say finish attempt. When I click on finish attempt, it will say summary of attempt, answers for each of the questions has been saved. If I want to return to the attempt, I'll select that. It's counting down. And it also tells me the attempt was submitted on that date. Now I want to submit all and finish so that I see my grade. It says once you submit, you'll no longer be able to change your answers for this attempt. Submit all and finish. And here I am. Okay. And so says that that's the summary of my attempt on the quiz. And then it now shows me exactly what I have got right and the correct answers there to tell you. Situation. As it says here, for this essay type, it will be graded manually. That tells you that answer was wrong and the correct one was that. Here also, the correct answers are ticked, the wrong ones are also shown there to tell which ones were correct. For each question, it will show the correct answer, to guide the students, especially if it is a practice quiz. So this is how you would preview your quiz, and usually the final mark, the final grade will be given. So I want to say finish review. So I have finished my review, and the highest grade, it's not yet graded. So in this case, if I want the student to see the grade, means I will need to go back again and make adjustments to the setting of my quiz. Or it will probably be doing this because there is one essay type of question which is not yet graded, so it cannot show the mark. So basically, this is how we set up quizzes in MUELE.